Welcome everyone. Rosalie got a show at the barbecue place, so it's time to go take a drive and check it out. Rosalie really likes this parlor donut place that sure shouldn't come here if you're in a hurry. The rains keep coming. There was a nice little protest, but unfortunately I missed it. They bailed because of the rain, I think. It shows you what they're made of, I guess. Guess we know where the tornado happened. And there's a lot of flooding around here. There's a lot of wetness. Hello everyone, it's Monday here. I've been painting away here in the basement on trim. I'm getting pretty close. I've gotten the first coat. I think I'm going to put 2 coats on this stuff. And I also had to make a few little custom pieces like this here that will gap the space between the trim and the window. And I'm going ahead and attaching these ones here to these boards. The glue should be about cured by now. I could probably take the clamps off and attach the other one. And I'm going to again get the second coat of paint on this. Hopefully I'll be installing trim tomorrow. Hey everyone, this finally came in. I've been looking forward to getting one of these for a while. It's the ECOFLOW power station. This is the small one. Let's check out what we got here and see what we got. Get her opened up here. Okay. ECOFLOW River 2 Max. That's what we got. Like I said, this is the small one. Here it is. This is a solid state battery. See, my lighting's not very good. Let me fix that for you and I'll be right back with you. A little better. I've got a 12-volt adapter here. Got some other things here. I'm not sure what those are. We're going to have to look at the book. USB-C, 3 USB-A. A total of 4 power plugs, 2 grounded, 2 not grounded. See on the back, they have a place to charge it off 120 wall power or off of the solar panel, or I'm going to assume that's how I charge it off the car. Let's see what we got here. Accessory box. So, yep, we got power cables. Yep, there's the cable to charge it off the car. Cigarette lighter on one side. Plugs in where the solar panel is. This plugs in on the ECOFLOW. Got a pretty heavy duty computer style power cable for powering it. And what looks like a 9-volt charger there. Let's see what it says here in our information. If I can get into it. Let's see, it'll show us remaining battery, remaining charge, AC output, USB-A output, high temperature warning, fan indicator, it has Bluetooth connection status, Wi-Fi, it has Wi-Fi, discharge, recharge level limitation, input power, car output, USB-C output, low temperature warning, and overload warning. Alright, so yeah, that little, oh, the little, interesting. Not exactly sure what the small power cable is for. Let's see if I can discover that real quick here. 8 DC 5521 output port. Not sure how many times I'll use that. Here's how we connect the solar panels. If we want to go solar, I did not buy a solar panel. So a little bit about the specifications. According to the book here, it weighs 13.4 pounds and it's a 512 watt hour capacity. Like I said, it's the small one. Maximum output power 0.71 watts. That's interesting. The AC input, it's 100 or 120 or 220 volt input. Car charging 12 or 24. Solar charging 11 to 15. USB-C input, so you can charge it off USB-C apparently. Output, so the USB-C output is a 100 watt output and the A's are all 12 watts. The DC output 126 watt max, not bad. Pure sine wave 500 watt total, 1000 watt peak output. It is an LFP battery. It says it'll charge roughly 3,000 times. And we got some basic instructions, safety instructions, but that's about it. We got a bunch of languages. So there you go. There's the EcoFlow. I think that I will read through some of this, probably charge it up. The plan is to use this in the van and it will charge while I'm driving, and this is plenty of power to recharge cell phones, laptops, cameras, the like, while I am asleep. And it will also run the dash cam I got while the car's off, and that way the dash cam has basically a sentry mode. While you're parked, it'll detect if the van gets hit and save the recording. So that's what we got this for, and I'll let you know how it works as I get on down the road. Alright everyone, here we are again. I've got final coat of paint on all of this and all of that. All I need to do today is put a second coat on these that I glued together yesterday, and then I can go upstairs and start installing trim. So I think I got the paint on now and it's time to do a little installation. I'm using the brad nailer and just nailing this up in place. It's a pretty easy process. The boards aren't exactly straight, so I do have to kind of push them up to the ceiling to get them in there. And it's a bit of a reach to get to the corners. But as you can see, I'm pushing up on the trim just to straighten it out and get it up in the ceiling. And I did have a little issue here. I had to trim some pieces and work some things out, but not a big deal. Got saws to do it, so here I am measuring twice. Always measure twice. Hey, I'm trimming out this window and it's working out really well for me. I'm using screws to attach it, and then I will fill the holes and then touch up the paint. I'm doing that because I want it to be nice and sturdy for the air conditioner that we'll put in here. And my tolerances are working out real nice this time, I think. I'm going to keep going, put on the side pieces, and then the last piece to put on will be the top piece. Alright, now that I got all the trim on, now I can start filling in these holes. I did have the sheetrock pushed back a little, so I had to sink some screws in. I'll have to fill those holes in too. A little touch-up paint. You know, pretty typical stuff for me. One of the disadvantages of using this counter drill bit is it kind of leaves a ridge around the screw. See if I can get you a view with the light. It's hard to view with the sun coming in. And these ridges make it so that you can't really smooth the holes out. So what I'm doing is just taking my knife and just cutting the ridge off. Like this. And that way it's smooth and then I can actually fill it. Just like that. And I cut the ridge off. So I'm going to do this to all these screws. So we're going to go one direction and then we're going to scrape the other. That ensures that you get the mud squished way down into the hole to fill it up so it's solid when it dries. Here's what it looks like all patched up. I did have a crack in this, so I decided to patch that too. And this is the first coat, so I probably have to wait for tomorrow before this will be dry completely. And I'll do a second coat on this, which will dry fast, and then I can touch up the paint. And then this trim will be done. Well, I guess I do have to caulk around it first before it's done. So for now, since I don't want to caulk around this while it's still wet, I'm going to caulk around this upper trim and probably call it a day. All that caulking looks white now while it's wet, but when it dries it'll be clear and it'll just disappear. We won't see it, but it will keep the bugs out. Alright everyone, so I had a chance to put a second coat of mud over these screw holes and whatnot, but now I'm off to do the runaround. I gotta go to the bank. I've got to do order the window for the next room because I think I'm going to move right on to the next room and hopefully tackle most of it before I get this business running, which is a whole nother story, and I'm dealing with that. I got to mail things and whatnot, but that's a whole different story for a whole different video. So I'm off to run around and I'll check back in when I get back, and then I'm going to sand this, paint it, caulk it, get it all ready for curtains, and then move on to the next room. Alright everybody, I came back and I will kind of hit this in a hurry because I'm hungry for lunch. My lunch is warm now, so I thought I'd just film real quick before I sit down to eat. I went ahead and sanded this touch up, and then I touched the paint up, and I'll put one more coat of touch up on it with the roller just to kind of take care of the texture, but this window is starting to look real good. Alright everyone, I've got this window frame all done. The paint is totally cured. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to caulk around all the edges and the seams on the outsides, and I'm going to put a curtain rod on. And then once all that's cured, we can curtain her up, and this room is good for now. So next I'm going to take all the supplies and clean this room up, remove the carpet, clean the floor, so that over the weekend we can take everything out of this room and we're going to move it into this room because this is the next room on the list to do. I'm going to shred that back wall. We've just ordered the window yesterday. It'll come in a few weeks. Sheetrock the ceiling, redo the wall, insulate and sheetrock the wall, and then the main house will be done, which is incredible. And then the next video that comes out will be actually on the van business and getting that started. So I'll do a whole video. That's what you'll see next week. And so a little bit of a shift in the plan here of the channel, which is great. I'm really excited to be finally getting to that point. I pick up the van soon, and so I think it's time to shift the efforts in that direction. I look forward to it. I hope you do too. Don't forget to like and share and all that good business. and we will see you on the next one.